I did not start this journey for tonight's view. I started for the person I would be by tomorrow, and the next day, and the next.
Now I stand in air that tastes like completion, but my thoughts already moving into new blueprints and higher roads. Every ache I carried up here has translated into a language of strength.
My body suddenly understands. Drums beat like a countdown, not to stop but to begin again. From a higher platform of experience,
Choir surge on the chorus, voices lay like years, each one another version of me that refused to quit.
I started for tomorrow,
and now tomorrow feels like a partner.
not a threat, not a mystery. Turn this track up at the beginning of your workout, when you almost turn back and let it flip that switch. Sento brigido, climb like stairs, while the bass keeps your stance. Grounded, each note a step you can trust. I do not worship the past hours of grind. I harvest them, fold them into the next set of plans. When the bridge drops low, hear the future knocking in the silence between drum hits and bridge.
Then the last chorus lands like a promise signed in sweat and steady focus.
I walk away, oh, 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 oh. I walk away, yeah.
From this height, not empty but equipped, already leaning toward another rise. I am fully prepared to meet.
I used to believe the highest point would feel like a finish, like a curtain call, but my legs still itch to move. Standing here where the path was supposed to end, I only see new switchbacks carving faint lines into farther ridges. I have taken steps beyond the peak in my mind, already rehearsing the next climb, while I was still on this one. The drums rolling like distant avalanches of rhythm, huge but controlled, driving you forward instead of burying you. Choirs rise on the chorus, sounding like future versions of you, calling back, saying keep coming, it is worth it. I am not drunk on achievement, I am steady, clear, and quietly certain that this is just one chapter. Turn the track up while you cool down, more power through that last hard set, feeling every hit as a reminder you are not done. Guitar shimmer around the edges while synths pulse in the center, building a road under your feet made of sound. Each lyric lands like a footprint on fresh snow, visible proof you were here and chose to continue. When the bridge narrows to voice and kick, listen for that small yes inside you that still wants more. Then let the final chorus like sunrise over a farther crest, bright but I am never giving back.
The world tried to drown me in static, in endless chat about limits and caution and staying small, but I trained my focus louder. Every session, along with my breath and the beat became armor, layering resolve over every insecure frequency, trying to pull me down. Turn the volume past the volume of your excuses, until only the kick you're breathing and your will remain. Saints shimmer like neon and fog, guiding your pace, while the bass keeps your core locked and tight and unshakable. I claim this height not as a miracle, but as maintenance, the natural result of consistency tuned up loud. When the bridge strips away the noise, listen to the calm underneath, then let the next drop flood in like clarity. Every chorus isn't you feeling your shoulders inspired. Every chord precision you can feel in your shoulders. It breathes the same declaration until it feels like instinct, not affirmation. I stand in this thinner, cleaner air and already mark another rung above, ready to climb again without drama.
I trained myself out of believing in endings, out of thinking one goal conquered meant the story closed. And the lights went down, now I stand where I once said I would be, breathing evenly, feeling strong, and I know this is only a checkpoint glowing in the dark. There is no finish line tonight, only a bright tape. I break through and then tie farther down the road. The drums thunder like a race that refuses to stop at the stadium, pounding into city streets, into every corner of your routine. Choir hooks roar in the chorus, 1,000 voices shouting, we go again like a promise, not a threat. I am not exhausted. I am activated. I am activated. Every muscle buzzing with proof that I can handle more than I guess. Turn this up when you think you are done. Let the kick argue with your fatigue until fatigue. Lose the debates and bass drives like an engine under your ribs, while sharp claps cut through any lingering hesitation. I do not chase perfection, I chase continuity, the unbroken chain of effort stretching past tonight into tomorrow's first light. When the bridge drops to almost almost nothing. Hear your heartbeat sinking with the metronome of the track. Then let the final chorus crash in like fresh adrenaline. A second wind you did not know you had. I crossed this glowing marker in my mind and immediately start jogging toward the next goal. I planted my focus so far ahead that every setback became just scenery, not a wall. And step by step I walked right through. Now the ground levels out beneath my feet and the sky widens, but my eyes are already past this point, tracking new distant lines. I arrived here by staring forward when everything around me begged for distraction, for comfort, for a softer story. The drums march like a determined heartbeat, tight and relentless, pushing your pace without shouting, just insisting on the chorus. Voices rise like a wave behind you, chanting declarations you can throw into every bush and sprint to climb. My eyes are on the horizon, and because of that, this moment feels earned instead of shocking. I do not tremble in this thinner air. I inhale, exhale, and recognize the terrain I dreamed of long ago. Turn up the track until each downbeat feels like a gentle shove between your shoulder blades, reminding you to move. Seeds shimmer around the edges like sunlight on metal, while the low end holds your posture steady and strong. I speak in firm present tense because my doubt no longer deserves its own verse, only a quiet footnote. When the bridge narrows down to voice and kick, let your thoughts simplify into one clear command to keep going. The last chorus opens like a road after the final bend, and I step onto it already planning where to aim next.
I used to measure progress in numbers on a screen, digits blinking cold and distant, never telling the whole story. Pulsing under my skin, now I'm measuring the way my shoulders sit lower, yet stronger. The way my breath returns faster after every push. I stand here having gone further than before, not by accident, but by thousands of tiny stubborn choices that nobody filmed or praised. The drums crack open the floor in straight for each kick a footfall, each snare a hand closing tighter on the goal. a second, I refuse to underestimate myself again. I have data written in sweat, undeniable and permanent. When the bridge strips back to just a beat and a voice, let that voice be yours, promising one more chord. The final chorus explodes like daylight over the last hill, not blinding, just clear, just wide. I look out from here and mark a new distance, smiling at how impossible it looks, knowing I will still arrive.
No trumpets greet me here, only the soft mechanical rhythm of my own breath, counting victories under its rhythm. Steady and unhurried, I have carried so many imagined crowds in my head that this quiet landing feels like the truest kind of applause. My crown is not gold, it is careless and memory. The grip of my hands around each heartache, I refuse to drop. The drums start like a distant heartbeat under the floor, then grow into a towering wall of rhythm, pushing you forward, never backward. Choirs gather in the chorus, not to celebrate luck, but to underline effort, chanting lines you can claim as your own. I stand in this silence, and I am not surprised. I am simply a line, exactly matching the promise I once made. Every lyric hits like a repetition, like another rep. Each phrase awaits you, lift above your doubts. Crank the volume until the bass becomes a second spine along your back, holding your posture as you move. I am crowned in the silence, in this space where excuses cannot speak over the proof in my pulse. I do not chase flashing lights, I chase that grounded satisfaction that hums low and constant even after the music stops. When the bridge drops to almost nothing, hear your own breathing take the lead, then feel the drums return like renewed determination. With every final chorus, every inhale up here feels like a highlight reel of every night I almost quit and didn't, running circles in the dark around my own limits. The air is sharp but generous, thin can go again.
Turn up the tempo, let the hi-hats tick like a metronome for your strides. Reps, jumps, every motion, another declaration. Sweat becomes an anthem, not a punishment. Every drop a line of evidence written down your spine. When the hook hits, throw your shoulders forward and imagine gravity is something you negotiate, not obey. I am not finished because I feel tired. Tired is just a chapter, not the ending. As the bridge opens like a sudden view, I look across new distances and calmly mark my next starting
I remember every heavy morning when my legs refused the stairs and my lungs burned like paper, and I kept moving anyway, one stubborn step at a time. Now the noise is drained away behind me, doubts scattered like loose stones on the trail, and the air around my face feels clear, thin, almost weightless. I stand here not as a miracle, but as the answer to every tired decision. I refuse to break. The drums roll like distant thunder, staying behind the mountains while my heartbeat settles into a confident, unhurried tempo that owns the room. Choirs rise around the hook, chanting simple declarations you can throw like fists into the ceiling of your limit. I will not whisper my progress anymore. I will speak it in clean, straight lines, steady and unshaken. This quiet is not empty, it is full of proof, full of every small win stacked into something unignorable. Turn the volume up until your muscles listen, until your excuses drown beneath the kick and snare. Move with me on every downbeat, lifting, pushing, sprinting, rewriting the story your body believes about itself. I did not arrive here by accident, and you will not either. You will carve it, repeat it, earn it, feel the hook crashing like a wave of voices behind your shoulders, reminding you that solitude and support can exist together. I taste the quiet after the climb, and already my eyes search the distance for the next thin line of sky. I trained for this chill in the air. I carved my name into every early morning, and I arrive here standing steady, breathing slow, not shaking, not surprised anymore.
I feel the sky leaning close on my shoulders, not as a crown of thunder, but as a light touch saying quietly, you belong, you belong, you belong.
I speak in present tense because I am done bargaining with my fear. I'm not asking for permission, I'm declaring my place with every measured breath. Drums rise like my heartbeat did on the steepest day.
Hit harder as my doubts fall quieter behind me. Voices
I already made inside my chest and kept in secret.